Welcome to F Your Feelings, the greatest podcast to ever exist. We got a dope episode. I feel good. This is the most eclectic episode I believe we've had so far. Eclectic. I just looked that up, everybody, just so y'all know. We got Matt Claybrooks. We got Jenn Sterger, right? Pronounced that correctly?
Yes, you got that.
And we have Nathan Hurd. Hey, Nathan, you go by Nate or Nathan?
Whatever's.
I don't know what I've called you in the past. I don't know if I called
all
you.
Of them.
All of them?
Yeah,
I probably have.
It's all good.
Does eclectic mean you just threw this together?
Bunch of niggas, bunch of niggas, white niggas, put y'all all together on the podcast. But yeah, man, no, because all of y'all have different stories, different backgrounds. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's like, I feel like in y'all career, y'all have accomplished different things and y'all on like different, it's like very different paths to get to where y'all are at right now, like where, in y'all career. So that's why it's eclectic. Hold on. And yeah. So, okay. First of all, let's get into it. Okay, so Matt. Let me tell you why I fuck with Matt. Matt always look out for me. I don't want to put all his business out there like that. But Matt always looks out for me because he be touring and stuff like that. Tours with Chris Rock and always looks out for me. So I do want to talk about, like, how did y'all friendship start? Like that, just like that friendship in general.
Friendship started, I was on the Paramount Studios lot. And Everybody Hates Chris, the pilot, came to the lot. It had been bought by Fox, and then Fox ended up not doing it, and then it just lingered, and then Paramount bought it and brought it to the lot. And I was a PA at the time, and on Girlfriends, a show called Girlfriends.
Oh, we know about Girlfriends.
And it was cool. And
you know about Girlfriends?
I think I do.
Yeah.
It was a great cast.
Yeah.
Tracy Ellis Ross.
It was Tracy Ellis Ross before white people discovered her. So she was successful before Blackish.
Yes.
She had a whole fucking series.
And she was funny as hell on that, too. She was just a talented person. And so I was there. It wasn't really going to work out for me there because the show had been on for a long time, and they weren't going to really hire new writers. And so I was like, you know what? With you guys' blessing, I want to go to this new show because it's just starting out. People are just, it's more opportunity.
Yeah.
So I went there, did the pilot, worked my butt off, had to pick Chris up from the parking lot on the golf cart. He never said a word to me.
That's Chris.
He would because then he would sit on the golf cart so far away from me. It was like he was. It was like, can you be further away? Like
you're like, this doesn't have seatbelts.
Yeah. Right. And I would talk to him like he was talking back to me. Yeah, man. And then we did this, and he wouldn't say nothing, right? And then eventually on the show, he noticed my little cubicle. I had sports stuff up, and fuck the Broncos, because I'm a Denver Bronco fan.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, put your money where your mouth is.
Okay.
So we started betting on football games every week, $5, something I could afford, right? He never beat me. Every game we ever bet on, he never beat me. And he would always he would be pissed anyway because he's competitive. So he would slap the $5 down. Man, fuck y'all. You know what I mean? And I would say I was probably the best PA in Hollywood because I knew every restaurant. I had relationships with all the people there. Like, they would let me come in the kitchens and watch them prepare food so I could take it because I would be shopping for the writers, right? And so I knew everything everybody was allergic to, what they ate, what they didn't eat at every restaurant. I had I was like, the only way I'm going to make it is I need to impress these people. So I knew everything Chris was allergic to, what he ate at every restaurant. And when he would come in late to the writer's room, I would already have his food there. He'd be like, Matt, remember when I was like, here you go. And so I found that when I got everybody's food and everybody was taken care of, they didn't have anything to talk to me about but me. They'd be like, did you get the 1%? Did you the turkey? Man, what you got going on? And then that opened the door for me to start talking about, man, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then we just got along. He's hard to break, as far as getting to know. But once he knows you, he trusts you, you're in.
Yeah.
So I worked with him on every project that he's done since Everybody Hates Chris.
Ooh.
That's how you build relationships, though. You like cut through all the bullshit. And, like, you actually you took away all of their needs, like you said, and then it was just like human connection.
Right. And like you can multifaceted, multi-talented. Like I could edit, write scripts, write stand-up, do stand-up. So anything he did, I was like a switchblade. Man, I need somebody to. He's doing a music video he directed his first music video for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Well, I did the shot list for that because I went to film school. So I'm going, what this angle, let's deal with the casting. So I knew how to do all of that stuff. So basically, anytime he's like, Matt, can you do this for me? I know how to do it.
Ooh, we talk about that, man, the importance of value. Like what type of value you could bring to the table. And when you could bring a certain level of value to the table, people going to want to keep you around.
Right.
Yeah, you have to be a utility player, kind of like,
right.
play all the positions.
And kind of, for a while, keep what you're trying to do to your chest. Like, can you do this for me, Chris? It was always, what can I do for you?
Let me tell you how I fucked up with Chris Rock. I'm going to tell you how I fucked up. Just going to piggyback on what he just said. Let me tell you how I fucked up with Chris. I know I just went back. Nathan, yeah, you might have to adjust that. You could take it backwards. Anybody, he's adjusting his tripod right now in case anyone's wondering what the hell's going on the mic stand. Let me tell you how I fucked up. So, I saw them in Tampa. And he was like, yo, we finna go get dinner. I was like, oh, shit. So he invited me to have dinner with them. So we went to the dinner. I brought my wife. Very nice speakeasy. I didn't even know what the fucking speakeasy was. I knew what it was, but I'd never been to one. So we go to this speakeasy, and Chris super nice. He was like, man, you the black dude from MacGyver. You the black dude from MacGyver, right? Everybody know the black dude from MacGyver, right? He was like, you need to go to Lake Como. He giving me vacation destination. Yeah. You need to go. You use some of that MacGyver money. Take your wife to Lake Como. I'm like, all right, nigga. I ain't George Clooney, but all right, I hear you. So I seen Chris like a few months later. I was developing a movie called Homecoming at the time. 50 Cent was on board as an executive producer, and I was doing it with this other company. So I see Chris Rock coming out of the Comedy Store, and I said, hey, what's up, Chris? I said, we had dinner in Tampa. He was like, oh, black dude from MacGyver. I was like, yeah. And then I said, hey, man, I got this movie. I'm looking for a director. I think you'll be a great director. He was like, oh, okay. Well, have your people come up. The energy immediately changed. And from that moment, I learned, don't ask people that's doing better than you for shit. Like, because it's like, we had a good thing. He was like, this the cool young dude, met him in Tampa, had dinner with him, had a good vibe, and now here he is asking me for some shit. And that's what I learned. I was like, let me not ask for nothing, at least too soon, without building a relationship.
It's more too soon. It's more about building the relationship. Yeah. That's the thing. And it's about building like a genuine connection and not just like a superficial, like, hey, I need something. We only meet in office hours. It's about like going out and becoming friends with that human being and like actually knowing what they're about as a person. You know, that's what it comes down to. And you just have to like, honestly, like you build those relationships long enough, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, I got this thing. And then it's like, oh, now we've opened that door into professional conversation. But it's like he had to probably know that he could trust you and he could bring you into a circle before he would like fuck with you on a professional level.
I agree. I agree. I dropped the ball, but I learned that lesson in that moment. I was like,
but that's him, though. Again, it shouldn't change. Sometimes shooting that shot works. So it's like, to me, if you feel like, okay, this may be my only shot with Chris, shoot it.
Right. I'm like, well, how often you gonna see Chris?
I mean, but you're in the world of comedy and gonna be around him.
Yeah, I would have seen him the next night, probably.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's just that. And Chris, he just, these guys, people come at them all the time. That's why I'm like, no matter how, because, I've had working relationship with them for like 20 years. And through that time, I've had ups and downs financially. No matter how things got bad for me, I never asked him for anything because I always wanted him. These are the two things I never did. Never asked Chris for money. Very rarely bring him any projects, and and that those are the two main things that I do. And I forget the other one. Too much weed.
But don't you think it has to do also with like when you ask. You know what I mean? Like, because you probably caught him when he was like, you guys were walking in and out of the store.
Yeah.
Everybody's busy. He's probably getting bombarded by people.
Well, he wasn't,
Right.
but he was, I think, about to leave the store.
Yeah.
So he still had that I'm trying to peace out energy.
Exactly.
And he was nice enough to stop when he recognized me when I said I'm the black dude. He was a black dude from MacGyver. You know, so he was nice enough to do that. But then as soon as I did the ask, that's when I saw the energy shift.
You got to wait until you get him
Yeah.
trapped somewhere like a urinal. You know what I mean? That's when you do business.
And he will ask you, like, at some point, people like that, if you never ask me, like, man, this guy never asked me for shit.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
he's doing stuff. What you got going on? They want to know what you got going on. So
Yeah.
that's my, and I know
That's your
sometimes.
move, though. You took
Yeah.
away any of the pressure of you bringing him stuff, and so it's like it was not about your needs, you know. And it's
Right.
like, and it wasn't about their needs, and it's like that's why they turned around and was like, "Well, what can I help you with?"
Yeah.
Right.
Hey,
That's
Nathan,
your move.
Nathan, welcome to the program. Feel free to jump in.
I don't know Chris.
No. So have you
Neither do
ever opened up or been on the road with anybody like a bigger comedian?
Nah.
Have you ever met a bigger comedian?
Yeah.
Any experiences, like anything, learned any lessons from anybody? You know, been around in the comedy world?
Nah, I'm not good at this shit. Like, nah, I don't. I'm trying to think. Nah, not really. Most of the conversations that I've had with like bigger comedians were about some stupid shit.
Like,
Tom Segura once used. I did this like video years ago, and it was I was like on my bed talking about my cock and taters. You got to let the fan blow on your balls when you know what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
When it's hot, you know what I mean. Like,
All right.
You just got to let the shit breathe.
I like how Bounce like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, it's real. It's real. You know what I mean? Like when it's like it's 116 degrees. You know, like what you like. There needs to be men's skirts. That's all I'm trying to say. Who don't fucking like a little bit of breeze up and under your things? But
That's a kilt.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no. That's not a kilt because I can't wear a kilt without somebody being like, "What the fuck you wearing a kilt?" I want something
Okay.
that's made for me, like a Ninja Turtle skirt. That's like you can't even be like, "Oh, that was made for Stephanie and you just made it into Nathan." Nah, bro, this was for Nathan. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
I want some real shit. So,
Have it embroidered.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Past the knees though, cause I ain't no hoe. But
It's
Hey,
more of
they-
a romper.
Anyone don't know, Nathan is killing it online right now with social media. So anyways, what Tom said. So what
no, he used that video
Oh,
to promote
okay.
one of his shows, and like I saw him at the store, and he was like, "That's you," and I was like, "Yep," and that was about it though.
that's fire though.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, like, so being albino, right? Albino comedian, have you faced like any challenges or struggles or obstacles coming up in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speak on it.
I mean, there's nothing really to speak on. I feel like, well, I mean, like, who the fuck don't? You know what I mean? Like, I most of the issues that I've faced with, like, I've had people say, "Oh, we don't book gimmicks," and you know, people don't want to put me on their show and stuff
Wow.
like that. I don't really get booked on black shows. I don't get like people don't consider me black. Like even if I'm in a group of black people, they'll be like, "We should ask a black person." And I'll be like, "I'm standing right." They'll be like, "Nah, but not you, though." You know what I mean? Like so,
Damn.
that happens a lot. And then people always telling me that I should what I should talk about. You know what I mean? Like you should change your name to Whitey McWhite. Or you
that's
should
terrible.
change. Yeah, that happens.
Cancel the
A
cancel.
lot.
Cancel.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, like, but I feel like everybody's gonna go, you know, deal with some type of bullshit in
Right.
some way, shape, or form. Especially since most comedians is, you know, in one way, shape, or form. Like we raggedy somehow. You know what I mean? Like there's something that we had to get past, and we did it through comedy. That's why we are still here. You know what I mean? Like,
I like that. Everybody name what they think their disability is, or what.
saying?
Does it have to be a recognized, like an ADA thing?
No. Just what do you think you had to over? Like mine is my height for sure. Like off top, that was like a defense mechanism for me because I've always been little.
But what is the disability that you didn't realize until you were 4? Because like you would think that it would be your height. Because I would say my disability was not my albinism. It wasn't the thing that you know what I mean. Like what was yours that wasn't your height that you got to? You're like, fuck, I've been doing that for 32 years. You know what I mean? Like,
I would have to say just learning to have more patience
Okay.
and not being
Okay.
an asshole Too much. I had to be like an acceptable level of assholeness. And I think in my younger years, I was an unacceptable assholeness, but I wasn't aware that I was an unacceptable assholeness. And then as I got old, I was like, that's why he didn't fuck with me. Cause
Figured it out.
I figured it out. I called his mama a bitch and a whore.
Damn,
that makes sense.
That's what that was? Okay.
I get it now.
Yeah, okay.
I get it now. So I'm glad you pointed that out. So yeah, what y'all think?
I did a show with Ed Greer this weekend, and he was like, Jen, he goes, a lot of people don't understand why someone that looks like you would do comedy. He goes, because you could do a lot of other things. He's like, but I look at you and I go, man, that pretty girl, something real bad must have happened to her. If this is where she's like, oh, this is where she wants to be.
True.
Damn.
Sure.
My disability, I think, is my personality.
Hilarious.
If I'm being honest. No, I've just never been a bullshitter. I've always been too honest. In fact, I took this one workshop and they were like, you practice honesty as an art form. Like, I just don't have that filter. I don't have that polite filter. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm thinking. And I think it rubs people the wrong way. And it's really been an effort that I've had to put in to be like, all right, there's a way to say this and still be heard versus, like you said, being a complete asshole.
Right. Nah.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of that comes from no disrespect. I don't know you like that, but I think for you too, a lot of that, especially in the black community, comes from not being listened to in the home.
It's
Our
100%,
parents
that's
don't-
100%
our parents
what
don't
it is,
listen
yeah.
to us like. I would say like it's
This
changed.
is a man that's
a
been to
little-
therapy.
No, yeah, fucking yeah.
I love this. I love this.
No,
for you.
but like I didn't think about it. It was crazy. I was in Philly and I was doing a show in Philly, and I was like, Philly's it's a hard city, but it's not a hard city.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like it's hard, it's intimidating, but once you're off stage, it's all up. It's so much fun.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like and I was talking to this old head, and he was in his 65, 70, whatever, like this old black dude. And I was talking to him, and I have this joke about, because I don't know if y'all ever got told when you was a kid to fix your face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
by
I
modeling agencies
You know
too.
what I'm saying? Yeah. No,
They
I
were
didn't-
like, no, bitch.
I was not told by execs. I was told, you know what I mean? Like, and I have this joke where I talk about, man, fix my face. You just whoop my ass in a parking lot. Fix your face. My shit's appropriate. You know
My
what I mean?
mom told me I look like a water buffalo when I was little. Like that still,
Goddamn.
yeah,
Jesus
exactly.
Christ,
Just
that's-
fucking roasted her 8-year-old.
Damn. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe
Damn.
don't do that as like you look like a water buff. Damn. Even my
I had
mom
really
was-
curly hair. And
I
I'm
mean,
about to say,
feel
were
like-
you chubby as a little girl?
I wasn't cute.
Or were you chubby? Like, were you overweight?
I wasn't really chubby. I had naturally curly hair.
Oh.
Like
That's
I
the
had
reason
curly
she
hair.
just-
Yeah, I had curly hair to the level where people questioned my parents.
Oh, damn.
Damn. God damn.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Oh, damn.
Shit.
Your daddy look like Nathan?
Probably.
Probably. But my bad. I cut you off, Nathan. What you were saying?
I don't remember.
God damn it. I'm a horrible host.
No,
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 but it's
it's all
about
good.
not being listened in the home.
Oh
It's
no,
about
yeah.
people
So
not-
this old head, he was talking. He was like, we started talking and shit like that. He starts going, he's like, yeah, man. I grew up in this city in Philly where one of the neighborhoods, everybody stopped beating their kids. And I was like, what? And he was like, everybody, all the black parents in the whole neighborhood stopped beating their kids. And I was like, why? And he was like, because we figured that's fucked up because
Why? What the fuck?
you know what I mean? Like he was
Let
like
them fight each other.
yeah, like, what the fuck are you talking about? What, can you tell my mom? You know what I mean? Like, I was like, can you? But he was like, because it's hard enough for these kids outside. If they come home and don't feel safe in the house, I'm not gonna be the one that scares them. And I was like, that like blew my motherfucking mind. Like, and this was in the '60s, and he was like, I'm not gonna be the one that scares them. Everybody outside is going either terrified of them or they are terrified of. They're not gonna be afraid of me. And I was like,
Wow, that's
God, you know what I mean? Like
That's
I
like parenting that's so ahead of its
I
time.
never thought about it like that, and like that blew, like that was like, oh shit.
Well, that's why I never beat my daughter.
You see what I'm saying?
Because I'm like, how? No, this some real shit.
Is she taller than
Yeah.
you?
Almost.
Hey,
She's getting there.
hey, now,
She's getting there.
you can trip her. You know what I'm saying?
Because I said, as a man, how can I teach my daughter to never allow a man to hit her, but I'm hitting her? So it doesn't even matter if I'm disciplining her.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm hitting her, spanking her, beating her, and then some boyfriend she has hit her, How am I gonna be able to be like, well, don't you let no man put his hands on you? She'll be like, nigga, you put your hands on me. Fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
So that's why. So I mean, that's a good point.
The problem is that you have to like. It's really hard calling your parents out for shit when you want to be like, but you didn't make no mistakes. But you got to be real like, oh, they were 32. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I told
it's
my mom
hard
that
to do
the other
that
day.
shit. It's hard. It's hard, right?
I was like, I thought you guys knew everything.
Hell
I'm like,
no.
and now that I was your age when you were raising me. I'm like, oh, you guys were making this shit up as you
Oh,
went
y'all
along.
don't know shit.
Well, that's why I feel like the younger kids are usually more mentally stable than the older kids because the parents have had time to like learn how to become better parents and adults.
Oh, you fuck up on the first one.
Yeah, you fuck up. Yeah, forgive me, mama.
I got the therapy bills to prove that shit.
Yeah. So no, I mean, I completely understand it. You know what I was thinking too is I became. You ain't say yours though, did you?
No, my disability.
Yeah, like yeah. What's your disability?
Oh, I would say it used to be. It was anger issues at one point.
Mm-hmm. Like
but-
I used to beat my wife.
No.
I'm joking. Like a
I get
bubble
it,
back.
though.
Nah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
No, but it's probably like nervousness, and that's hard to have in a profession like ours. Stand-up comedy and writer,
Yeah.
who have to pitch shows and all that, and it's
Like
once
a
I get
like
going,
a public speaking thing, or
it
like
is not even. It's just
fear of
people are looking
failure?
at me.
Oh.
It's not even that. Once I get going, I'm okay.
You have a fear of being seen.
I like being
In the
behind the
background.
scenes.
Do you like okay? So when you're on stage, do you walk around a lot?
When I first started, no, I just kept the mic on the stand.
kept the
I was
mic on the
like,
stand?
because I'm a writer and I was a writer first, so I'm
yeah.
like, I'm gonna let these words hit you.
Oh,
I don't have
okay.
to perform. I'm gonna just basically let these, and then eventually, I was like, you know what? I'm bored. I'm bored. I don't want to just be like Chris, go back and forth, because when he first started, he more stuck because he learned to me how to be a comic from watching rappers.
Right.
But for me, I learned how to be a comic from being a writer. So writers just sit still and just type. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna hit him. But then facial expressions to me is kind of what I did. And then eventually it was like, okay, let me move around strategically.
So was
service the stage.
was the writing the thing that when you started comedy, like that first or second week, you know what I mean, like the first couple times, was the writing the thing that you were like, that's why I think I can do this?
Yeah,
It was the writing. Okay.
Absolutely. I remember to this day, went to the Ha Ha my first time. Went with a couple of friends. They wanted to be comics. I did not. Had no nothing. I didn't want to be a comic. I'm a writer. I'm just hanging out with them. Watch all the comics get up, and I'm like, I could do this.
Right.
The next week I came, fully written out jokes, memorized them, got on stage, and got laughs amongst comics. You know how hard that is sometimes at an open mic.
That honestly feels better sometimes in an audience.
Because you know it's time 10 when it's an audience. But I remember Kyle Irby was hosting.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, that was your first time? I was like, yeah. He's like, man, you lying. I was like, I'm not lying. That was my first time ever doing comedy. He was like, I don't believe you. And I'm like, and then what I didn't realize was I've been writing for I was writing since I was a fucking in 7th grade. So my point of view was strong already. My writing was strong already. In college, I wrote I wrote plays, 1-act plays, movies, comedy stuff. So it was like I was here as a writer and here as a performer. So if I could just sit there and say it and you're listening, you'll laugh.
Right.
But I couldn't bully you into laughing. Like some comics that have very terrible material, sometimes they can just bully you into laughing just using techniques or their voice. And I didn't have that ability.
Let's name 3. No, I'm joking. Which comedians are you speaking about?
No, I don't even.
Where they just get laughs off of cadence, and it's almost like you're just
Cadence.
using all of the tricks that
Yeah.
can fool. Honestly, but it doesn't fool everybody. It can fool like a drunk audience.
That's true. Because I like it when I see a smart audience member
Yeah.
Or they have the
Well,
same.
you have to earn that shit.
You have to earn it. Why you say that? What you mean by that?
No, like when you have to earn their laughter, and they're
Exact-
not just laughing at everything. Like I love the person that sits there arms crossed, and I'm like, I'll get you.
Oh, I hate that person.
I'll get you. I'll break you.
You
I'll
hate
break you.
I absolutely hate that person. I want that person to I want that person to just one time, just spontaneously combust. Just
Why?
blow the fuck up.
You don't like the challenge?
Was that? No, I hate that person. I don't give a damn about challenges. Okay, but I don't like that human being.
Sometimes you don't know what brought them there that day, though. You know what I mean? Like, they could have been having a shit day, and they just came, and maybe they're not laughing outwardly, but they're just there to, like, try to get out of whatever their bullshit is.
When
And I'm
I
just
get
trying to
off-
remind myself, oh, if you're not laughing, this is on you.
Right.
This is on you.
Nah,
because
I
I
can't-
know that this joke works. It's worked every time. You're just having a day.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I want everybody to have the best time that they can possibly have with me, because like for me, that's when I'm like, I love the part about being on stage. Like I love that part of it. I don't get nothing from once the set's over and everybody's clapping, all my dopamine is gone. I don't get nothing from any of that. I love, like, it's cool, but I get everything from being on
But
the
how are
stage.
your
In the
cock
moment.
and taters feeling?
My cock and taters are
When you
are
get off
frosty.
stage.
Oh, they are moist.
Moist, I thought so.
Yeah, they are.
My homeboy
Moist.
just told me, so I just did an open mic last night. And my homeboy got a room, and they was like, hey, you doing such and such room, but it's like a New York room. He said nobody do well at his show, and you know, it's the make me laugh audience. And I'm thinking, well, why the fuck are y'all going there?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
what do you feel like you need to prove? Like, you need stage time that bad that you going to a spot that you know the audience ain't shit? It's like, I don't have time because it's like, I don't have shit to prove to you. Like, I've already proven enough to myself. So it's like, I'm not finna go there and have a struggle fest. Now I'm forced to do crowd work for 10 minutes. It's one thing to do crowd work because I choose to do it. It's another thing when I have to do it, because if I tell anything that has signs that I wrote it, you're going to look at it like, no, motherfucker.
I think TikTok
those.
is ruining comedy.
I think so. There's a part of me that kind of feel that way.
I disagree.
Okay, listen, go. Okay.
I disagree full-hearted.
Well, go. Listen, let's hear.
Hey, look, let me tell you something. Like, here's the thing about comedy. The one thing that I've always loved about comedy is that it takes all kinds. There's not a type of person that can't do comedy. And the thing I love about it is whatever's funny is whatever's funny. I've always thought that, man, you can learn something from anybody. People used to shit on Boom Shakalaka all the time.
I love Boom.
I love Boom, but I look at Boom and being like, y'all don't the crowd is losing this shit.
Yeah.
Why are y'all not paying attention? It doesn't matter if he's not funny to you.
Mm-hmm.
He's funny to the people he's supposed to be funny to. And like, I think that TikTok is allowing people to be like, oh, this person is the person that I want. I've never seen this person. Like, motherfuckers ain't, like, I don't get booked. Like I said, people weren't booking me. I have, all those followers. I'm not passed at any club in the country. I've done a weekend one time. I just hit 15 years in comedy. So the people online, obviously, there's people who want to see me. They haven't been able to. You see what I'm saying? Like, so if it's the only art form where the industry cannot push you. The people always make their choice.
I didn't mean it necessarily like that. I meant
No,
it
I know
more
what you-
like,
I know what you- I know
I
what
meant
you
it
mean.
more like it's making people, if there's even a scent that this was written and you're not coming up with it in the moment.
Yeah.
It's like the crowd doesn't always mess with it, and it's like that's especially if it's not a show in a club.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if it's somewhere else, if it's a bar show and you're just barking at people, like. I just think people are being programmed by seeing all these crowd work clips, thinking that that's what stand-up is supposed to be all the time. And it's like, no, we wrote some of this down and practiced it.
Right. Because my only thing, too, with that, is crowd work specifically, not using social media to build a fan base, is now I think it's training the audience to feel more comfortable to yell out shit when you're on stage. And it's like, I didn't come here. And maybe everybody build a fan base, and your fan base will kind of know the type of comedian you are. So maybe if they see you do a bunch of crowd work and you cool with them yelling out shit, then fine. Then that's the type of crowd you got, the audience. You come to my show, I'm going to need you to sit down and shut the fuck up and let me tell these jokes for 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh, I'm 100%. Like, I don't do crowd work. I'm legally blind. I can only see like half the crowd anyway. You know what I mean? Like, so I hate crowd work. I don't like doing crowd work. I hate hecklers. I've had a lady throw chicken at me, but
hey man, so did Kevin Hart, man. You on your way?
you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, man. Hey,
Is it Popeye?
I must have said something. You know what I'm talking
How
about?
good is he?
I said
He's
something.
getting chicken thrown at him good.
Yeah.
Was it Wingstop?
Nah,
Was it lemon pepper?
Exactly. If it was lemon pepper,
It was a
nigga.
strip. It was a strip.
A chicken strip, you
Yeah.
should beat
At
his
least,
ass.
at least it didn't have
That
a
ain't
bone
even
in
real
it. It's
chicken,
fine.
man.
That's hilarious. Chicken shrimp. That's some disrespectful shit.
It was disrespectful as hell.
Was
I
it
ate
dipped in ranch?
Nah, it was dry. I went over to
Come
her
on, at
table
least
after
put
she
some
got
sauce
kicked out.
on
Though.
it.
I did no. I went over to it. I put some sauce on it.
Oh, good.
I
Fantastic.
mean, them. They should have.
So okay, so yeah, legally blind. Yeah, so how are you how you got here today?
Well, see, that's the problem with being legally blind, man. You know what I mean? Like, you got to explain it because people know. If I was all the way blind, you'd be like, you'd get it.
Right.
And if I was all the way sighted, you get it.
No, I literally just seen a video and it was showing it had different lenses. Literally, I saw it this morning.
You see, that's not something you would ask a blind person. Hey, man, you got different lenses for like each eye. Which one?
No.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No. But the lenses was to show what's the different levels or different types of blindness.
Yeah.
So it showed like glaucoma, like what they put the lens over the camera to
Yeah.
see like what people are seeing, and so
My shit different.
So what show is like?
Different. I can't. There's no way for me to explain how it is because it's not blurry. Like, there's nothing that can correct my vision to 2020. So there's no way for me to explain. Like, it's like, hey man, what's it like to be 6'12"? You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Right.
like there's you can see it, but there's no way for me to like explain. I'll never know the feeling of dunking a basketball on a 10-foot rim. I'm never
Nigga,
gonna
me
know it.
either.
I'm never. You know what I mean?
Me either.
You know what I mean?
I don't
And motherfuckers don't understand that we'll never, like, they don't
They're lower in the
understand.
WNBA. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
They don't understand, man.
Now listen, this is the question, and I'm very good at this part. You have avoided my fucking question.
Right.
How did you get here today, bruh?
I'm gonna tell you two things. I took an Uber, and I have a driver's license. But hey, but
took
hold
the
up.
Okay.
But before you say some shit,
Yes.
understand, I see you motherfuckers driving. Okay? All right, so like I've seen y'all got 20/20 vision. I know you saw that hydrant. You know what I mean? Like I see you motherfuckers driving, eating food, putting on makeup, not looking nowhere. I've been hit by cars in LA 2 times from people.
Whose fault was it? Was it your fault or
It
their
was,
fault?
how's it gonna be my fault? I'm on the sidewalk, dog. Like,
Okay, all right.
yeah, it wasn't like I was doing cartwheels in the middle of the street and shit. No.
He probably rolled up, saw me hit the curb twice, and was like, "This bitch."
How do you hit an albino?
Maybe they hit something and you walked into them.
No, they hit me.
Okay.
They hit it at me.
Where the bruises at?
Was that? Oh, I can show you. Might want to see my foot.
Nah.
I see y'all be driving.
Now,
okay?
before we get off this question, I must state it one more time. How the fuck did you get here today? Did you drive or did you take the Uber?
I took the Uber.
Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic.
It's funny though that you say that, you know, like you only see half the audience. I'm actually I'm partially deaf. And so I struggle with the same thing, but hearing. So crowd work can be fucking dicey with me. Like when I hear someone, I'm fucking on it. But if they shout something and it happens to be on my bad side, I'm fucked. And the whole audience is laughing and I'm not in the conversation. And then it's like, well, do I ask them to repeat themselves? Probably not. I might not want to know.
Damn, when
You know
she
what I
said that, I
mean?
was like, let me bring her levels up so she can hear what the fuck.
It's crazy because
No. I do hate the sound of my own voice.
I did
you're hearing Nate's eyesight. My
Between the two
smell,
of us, we
my
have
smell
three of
is
us, we have-
almost have no sense of smell.
See that right there? Are you for
Born
real?
with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that was the whole reason why I was afraid of COVID. Like, that was legit. That was the entire fucking reason. Because I was like, people kept telling me that they lost their sense of smell and they smell like taste.
And they taste buds too.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm already down 1/2 cent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's 2.5 senses
Yeah.
now. That's half of all the senses.
Yo, we
That
fucked
is,
up,
man.
goddamn.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm
we
like,
like a
oh,
fucked up
I was so
What can't
superhero
you do?
group.
You can't touch shit? What?
I was like, I was so scared, dog.
I
Like,
can't dunk shit. See,
Okay, well-
we got fucking sight, hearing, smell, height disability.
Man,
Yeah.
this is just
we
deserve a check from the
Like,
government.
man, just like a 2 or 3 of them.
I did want to ask you this, Jen. Do you ever feel like your beauty has does it make it difficult for you to like come up in the ranks in comedy for male comedians or bookers to take you seriously, or you faced any challenges from that? Because you did model also.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I got my start. I started with I posed for Maximum Playboy in 2005.
Okay, well I'll be looking these up. I didn't know this information.
but real talk.
Just doing my research.
I was
Right.
in a Comedy Central writing room, and I actually had a coworker pulling up my Playboy pictures in the writer's room, and I could see them over my shoulder, and I was just like, "You can do that shit on your own time, dude. And please don't make me uncomfortable in here."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just think I separate those two versions of myself, and it's something that I'm really working to be a little more cohesive about, and like not denying different parts of me on stage. But Tony Rock once said to me, he was like, "Jen," he goes, "I don't know, girl." He's like, you just are gonna have it really hard, you know, in comedy being so pretty. And I was like, no offense, every job I've had has been really hard since I got pretty. And I'm like, and if more people understood, like, yeah, I bought most of, like, this is all aftermarket parts, if we're being honest. You know what I mean? Like, if people understood that, like,
See, I got to go on your Instagram and go to like your first post to see what you really look like. That's what you're saying?
yeah, no, I think I'd already bought my real face by then. You know what I mean? I'd bought my new
So
face.
wait a minute, you have plastic surgery.
Yeah. I'm very honest about it.
It looks good though.
Thank you.
I wouldn't have noticed that.
Yeah, I try not to like have a different face. I just have the face that I was supposed to be born with, and something went wrong. You
What
know, like
happened?
that's what.
Fair.
What happened? Something happened?
What do you mean?
Like, did you get punched in the face or something and broke something when you was young?
My life, yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
There it is.
No, you know, and that's why I don't discourage people, like women, from getting plastic surgery. The one thing I will say is I do tell women, if you have a great set of boobs, don't mess with them. Don't mess. Like,
Yeah.
implants is the worst.
You have implants.
Yes. One of them's ruptured right now. So you know how much? I just had a consult yesterday to get them fixed so that I'm not making myself sick having these things in my body. Guess how much they want?
10,000?
Oh, dude, come on. Wait, what?
More than
More
10,000?
than 10,000?
20?
Keep going.
15.
50?
$33,000 to fix this.
For one of them?
Yeah, they don't. It's not a tire rotation.
Well,
You
no,
have to change
I
all
don't know.
of them.
I don't know.
You have to change all of them.
I
They
have
don't
no
just-
idea. Why? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they got to change.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
they
I
don't.
didn't know
They're
that.
sneakers. You
Learning.
don't buy one Jordan. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, look,
Unless you got one foot, then you.
can I get this
I
half
don't know.
off?
Look, I know that
Right.
makes sense, but in my head, I'm like, why wouldn't you just go? Like, it depends on, like, what if the first one was like 3 months ago? Why would you change it out?
Yeah, no, these are a decade old. They're
Oh, okay,
they're
that's-
due. You know what I mean? They're due for a tire change, so it's fine.
I didn't know.
But I honestly think it's more like there are certain bookers in this town that that definitely. I don't think they fuck with me as much as they fuck with other girls. And it's because I don't placate them. Again, it's that brutal honesty where, like, if you don't have a chance, you know you don't have a chance. And I'm not going to play that game with you.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I didn't let Brett Favre slip into my DMs, it ain't going to be you, buddy.
Yeah. What?
Speaking of it-
do you talk about that, the Brett Favre, or no?
On stage or, like, in life?
That's in life, like on podcasts, or no?
Yeah, you know, I think it's one of those things where everybody, you know, asks about it at some point. And I just think that whole journey for me is something that's constantly evolving, you
Right.
know? And it was interesting to me what athletes stood up for me when it all happened. Mm-hmm. And I remember two of them. It was Terrell Owens and Ocho Cinco.
Wow.
Came to my fucking bat. They came to bat for me. And they were just like, this is a systematic problem, like, with the NFL. Like, they don't care what happens to her. Like, this guy's the problem. They're like, I could do something stupid. You're going to suspend, like, stupid, but, like, childish.
Right.
And you're going to, like, threaten to suspend me. This guy actually did something wrong. And because he's your golden child and because he's white, you're not going to punish him the same way you'd punish me.
Shout out to these white people. Nah, but what do you? What? So what happened? He sent you a picture.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I still don't know for a fact it was him. It's been corroborated by other people that I guess have had in-person experience in locker rooms or whatever. I was cyberbullied when I worked for the Jets. That's what it came down to.
Okay, so you worked for the Jets,
Yeah.
and then that's when he was the quarterback. Gotcha.
Yeah. And I was like 25. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no representation. You know, I was just trying to figure out life. And like you said, it was like, I think that experience really like heightened a lot of my childhood stuff where it's like, well, this bad thing is happening to me because I'm a bad person. So I just like internalized it and took it and thought I deserved it.
So when that happened, did that were you doing comedy by then or no? So
no.
okay, so after that experience, you started doing stand up.
Maybe strangers' dicks is my disability. You know what I mean? Having to see that.
I didn't want to say it, but if anybody, y'all could look it up. I mean, that's but Brett Favre picture and dick. I'm sure you could connect the dots.
Have you? Because I know when you was like you were killing it, like killing it.
Yeah,
and social media was a thing. So like, were you getting the DM slides?
Hey man, that's a good question. We'll be right back after this commercial break. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Look,
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When Snapchat first was like popping, that's around when I was like season 1 or 2 of MacGyver.
Yeah.
They was in my DMs.
Okay, yeah.
They was in my DMs,
yeah.
and I'm gonna be honest with you. I miss it. You know, I miss the random titty and pussy pictures. Yeah, you know, I really do. And shout out to all those women that did that. You know, you made my day. And
but listen, even I would rather see titties than see a dick in my DM.
Have you got dicks?
Man, I talk about it in my stand-up. Someone did send me a dick pic one time, and they captioned it dick. I said, nigga, I know what it is. You know.
Just in case you don't know.
Right, just in case you don't know. That's in my stand-up, though. So I didn't write back to him in real life, but in my stand-up, that's what I say.
No,
How mutilated was it where he was like, I need to label this?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what, he put it in italic font?
Yeah,
So
I've gotten a couple of those.
Oh, you got, what, dick pics?
Yeah.
Are you gay?
No.
Oh. Okay.
But I mean, like, you know, do you?
Right. I just didn't know if you was giving off a gay vibe or.
No, I mean, to my knowledge, I've never sucked a dick and liked it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and liked it.
Oh.
Yeah. I was 8.
Okay.
It happened.
Long time
you
ago.
know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But you are legally blind, so.
No, I knew what it was. I
Could've,
knew what it was.
Legally blind. Oh, you knew what it was.
Such a weird straw.
Well, you're not the only comedian. You know, it's another comedian. It's another comedian. What you said?
I said, this is such a weird straw. And he goes, oh, shit.
It's a little more girthy than the usual.
It said Sprite.
I was trying to.
Nothing's coming out. Oh, there it goes.
Some stuff. Learning as kids. You know?
Damn. Yeah, man. Do y'all, I mean, I'm sure you definitely got, but after that situation, do you still get DMs from dudes? Like, do dudes be in your DMs?
No, like, not like that. Like,
I was talking to Jen.
Oh,
But go for it, Nathan.
not like that, dog. Like, not like that.
No, do you? So not like that. What about you, Jen? You people be in your DMs?
Yeah, of course. Especially after, Instagram launched Threads. You know, the Threads, it's kind of like their Twitter.
Yeah.
I decided when they launched Threads, I was like, this is going to be where I put the most chaotic version of me.
Oh, I need to start reading yours. What do you say?
They're straight up. Well, I announced my divorce on there.
Oh. You just got divorced?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, everybody. Jen is out here in these streets. That's what that means. Jen is.
I don't want to be in these streets. Like, they're scary.
Who divorced who?
I divorced him. I mean, it was a mutual decision, though.
Oh,
we were both done.
It's almost always women that file for
that file, yeah.
Almost always.
It's like the nigga just go fuck up until she's had enough.
Yeah. I think we look at relationships more realistically.
What you mean?
We know it's not a fairy tale. You go in thinking like you're gonna have ups and downs. Shit's gonna be fucked up, but anybody I get with after her gonna be the same fucked up. So let me just keep the one I have. Where I think, because obviously women file for divorce at a much higher rate. I think in the black community, like 80%. So it's like, I just think they think the grass is gonna be greener all the time, and that shit mostly is not the case.
I can tell you exactly what happened in my divorce.
Oh, go for it.
And that is, it was during the pandemic. I was doing a ton of work on myself, and I was growing as a person at an exponential rate, and my husband would not get there with me. He would not do the work. He would not
Did he join in counseling? Did he join any sessions with you?
Yeah, but it just became a lot of like screaming and circle talking and gaslighting, and it just, he truly did not see his side of the street. You know, he's that person that's shouting like, clean up your lawn, but like he's standing in the weeds. You know what I mean? And I think that that's really what it came down to. And my therapist even said, like, that's the trouble with doing work on yourself, is if the other person in the relationship isn't holding up their side and keeping their side of the street clean, like you're still going to have problems because you're growing at such a different rate and you're growing apart. That's the true story. You know?
Yeah, you definitely both have to put in the work.
But no, my shit wasn't a fairy tale for sure.
Okay. I'm not saying everybody. I'm
his
just saying.
credit card bounced on our first date, and he tried to pay for dinner with a gift card. Okay, like the red flags were there, and I was still like, I'm so in love with this man.
Was he very attractive? Was it attractive or money? Which one was it that made you be like, despite all of these red flags, I'm gonna stick with him?
Guys, it was neither.
Supported you?
It was funny. It was funny.
Okay.
Wow.
You can make me laugh, close, gone.
So it don't matter. Louis Anderson. It could have been anybody.
Could have been Louis Anderson.
I mean,
no, hell no.
I don't have his vision.
I'm gonna be real with you.
I don't have his vision. I can see.
I think that it is. Here's what I realized when I hit 30. It was like, I don't know about you, but you were married before you hit 30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you start banging for different reasons. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you in your 20s, you trying to bang for the homies. You know what I mean? Like you trying to, so you can tell.
So you have a story to tell.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But once you get to 30, you're like, look, I'm gonna be fucking for 5 minutes. We're gonna have to talk for 45. So I need to make sure that I can talk to you for 45. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what's so funny? Oh, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
But sometimes I hear dudes talk about like how they're super faithful, they've never cheated. And usually that's because once you really hear them talk, it's usually two reasons. It's one or the other, usually, or maybe three. It's usually either they're super religious, it's a religious reason, or they are trash at fucking. They either have a small dick, or they don't last long, or there's some type of reason that don't make them confident in their fucking. And so they're like, I finally found a chick that loves me for my trash dick and my trash fucking, so I'm not gonna cheat on her.
I got news for you. Sometimes they won't cheat on you, but they'll still definitely treat you terribly.
Well, no, I'm just saying the ones that say they don't cheat.
I ain't never cheated, but I'm a different case.
What's your case?
I'm not trash at fucking. It's just that I was asexual. Motherfuckers didn't like me for so long, and then I just got used to it. And then I was like, oh, well, if you ain't gonna. Once I started like losing weight and I started like playing sports and like looking good and shit, I was like, oh, fuck you, attractive motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I'm fine. Ugly motherfuckers was there for me. You know what I mean? Like so, so I was like, I'm not.
With my
I'm like, so I would never give a person like. I would never like. I didn't give a fuck what you look like. If I can't talk to you, it's not gonna go down. I just got lucky that a lot of the women that was talking to me was also attractive.
Hold on, wait. I gotta dive deeper into. Wait a minute.
And because you were probably funny and you're authentic.
No, I wasn't funny. Shit, I was depressing as fuck.
Well, wait a minute. When you get, because see, that's my other thing. So women, that is true, for a fact. Women either want somebody tall and attractive. That's preference. Got money, or funny. Like you gotta have you have to have one of those things. Cause I say that all the time. Like I've never had a problem with women, ever.
You're like 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Straight up. But that's true though. But even before I had any money, I was always the cute, funny dude.
Confident too.
And confident. So women, I've never had an issue. So I just want to make this clear for any women out there that's looking for a dude that ain't never done nothing. Nathan was discriminated against his entire life, that he turned asexual. Okay.
No. I didn't turn asexual. What happened was I was so non-threatening and so off the table sexually that women would just be with themselves and start talking, and I could peep what they were saying.
Wow.
I was like, oh, because what I learned is that at a certain age, they don't give a fuck about they don't get they love attractiveness, but they don't like it like we like it. It's it's in a different way.
It's connection.
That's true.
Well, it's connection, but it's also they can say, you know how men can be like, it's hard for us to be like, oh, she's hot and attractive. We like either or a lot of the times. With women, they're like, if she finds one thing about you she likes, it'll go all the way. She can look at you and be like, oh, he is terrible for me, but the way he looks at me, that will be enough. They'll build their whole thing around that.
They have to, because it's not that many attractive guys. I think it's 5% or less attractive guys.
Because they
I
can.
think 95% of men are not attractive.
Like Biggie was.
Period.
Biggie was banging before he got on.
No,
like,
no,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
I don't think God gave us the trait of looks. Mostly. Now, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
There's Brad Pitts and people out there
Right.
that every woman think
Chris
is hot.
Hemsworth.
yeah, but
Okay.
like you know,
But
like
again, they're in the
all
5%.
Men,
They're
yeah,
in the
because like all
5%.
men think that they can fight, but it's like really 3% of
But
dudes
those are
that can fight.
pretty men. Those aren't like.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm
it's a difference
talking.
between
Go to the mall and just
Hot.
write down numbers.
Yeah, see, it's a
Telling
difference
you.
between hot and attractive.
I love
Yeah.
my men with a smidge of ugly. Like I need
See,
that.
but that's what I'm saying. Man, there ain't no man that I've ever heard go, I love my women with a smidge of ugly. Never hear that. You trying to get the hottest girl you
Now
can
we all
get.
settle for a woman
bro.
with a smidge of ugly.
I don't want no
One of her
bad-
eyes
Depending on
wanders
your-
a little bit,
your
but
level,
she's really nice to me.
That's hilarious.
I want a 6.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Men will settle for anything
no,
they can
because
get.
a 6,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean I won't take the 10. or
That's
the
your new
2.
dating
I'll take the-
profile
yeah.
lead-in,
Yeah,
by
man.
the way. I just want a 6.
I made a whole video about let me get a clean 4, put you to sleep like NyQuil, dog.
A clean floor.
Four,
A
yeah.
clean 4.
You know what
If
I'm
you
saying?
can live with a 4 and she knows she's a 4.
But here's the
problem
thing.
is if she thinks she's more than a 4, you're going to have the same problem
why-
she is if she was more than a 4.
But that's why you got to get with a 4 to a 6, because a 4 can dress up and look like a 6, but they don't have to. You know what I mean? Like a 6 can look like a 9, but they don't have to. A dime has to be a dime all the goddamn
No,
time.
not with technology, not with
Yeah, but-
I've seen makeup videos online where I'm like, straight up Yaffa Kodo now look like Halle
Yeah,
Berry.
but a 6,
How did that happen?
Yeah.
but a
Yaffa
6,
Kodo?
but
Yeah.
a 6 take off her makeup and doesn't go to a 2. They only go to a 4.
What's the okay? See, I know all men have settled drastically and slept with some ugly ass chick.
But that wasn't settling.
We settled that.
That
night.
wasn't settling.
Well,
We
for
settled.
me,
We don't use the
nigga.
term settle,
Let me,
but I hear
let me
what you're
backtrack.
saying.
You're like,
For a
let's keep it
nigga,
real.
for a nigga that's not listen. A
See,
nigga
you
that
spoiled.
I'm about to
okay?
say
You spoiled.
I'm about to
That's
say
what it is. You spoiled.
I'm about to say we on two different.
We on 2, yeah, because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
spoiled.
Nigga,
You-
come on.
You was in the back smashing while I was playing Xbox in the living room with her brother, dog. Like
That's correct.
You spoiled.
So you know,
Different expectations.
yeah, we got different expectations because I've always been a certain level of cuteness and funny, and so yeah, we I was getting in. So, but the point that I was about to ask, the question I was about to ask is, what's the lowest number because see, women are different. What's the lowest number you feel like you slept with? Because I could probably say for me personally, it might have been a 4.
That's where I'm going too. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I'm a and I talk about I barely started talking about this on stage, but a 1.
Wait,
Ooh.
what?
A 1. I
Did she have limbs?
Yeah.
Like,
And that's crazy because she was.
whose standard are we going by when you
I'm
say
going
one?
off of standards where everybody in this room would say she was a 1. Nobody would be like, nah, bruh, she really a 3. No, I don't have. No, I'm talking about right out of high school. I was a late bloomer. Grew up in the church. I had 0 game.
You were like, I'm doing
I
this.
couldn't get with nobody. My friend had a girl. She had a friend. Came through, and I was like, I just had to. I just
See,
had to
that's
do it because
different,
I could.
though.
But
That was jumping on a grenade to help a friend. That
that was
not-
his girl. He could. He was doing me a favor by bringing somebody that was gonna just be easy.
Were you a virgin at the time?
Kind of, yeah. It just
I
fooled
don't
around,
count- you
but it
can't
was
count it.
yeah,
What you
I mean,
mean?
I did stuff, but I didn't do
Virgin-ish?
the whole thing.
Also,
Like
you can't
fingering?
count your first.
Yeah,
one,
that
though.
kind of thing. But
No.
she was a one, Nathan. Dude, when I mean a one, like,
He's like,
I mean,
She was a one, Nathan.
Okay,
she
okay,
could,
let's break
but
down.
all of y'all would be like,
You
"Oh
finished?
shit!" Like,
and you were just like, we can only go up from here.
dude, I'm not proud to this day. I don't feel happy about it. That was the lowest moment in my life, probably.
Yeah, that'd be the worst, boy. See that that'll help keep you on track, cause you'll mess around and smash something, and immediately after you ejaculate, you're like, what did I do?
Dude, I was in
See-
the mirror, crying,
Oh,
and I had to
God.
get so drunk. You know how you
cried?
get so drunk that you don't even know who you are?
That realization happens that
Yeah.
fast where it's like, ugh, what have I done?
No,
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm not joking.
Okay, let me ask
Yeah.
you. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What is y'all? Okay. Are we talking about a one in attractiveness, or are we talking about a one in situation?
Man, we talk about attractive
I'm talking
appearance.
about
Because
straight
like
up looks.
I'm talking about the ones that were like may have been a 4 or 5, but the whole situation was a 1.
Nah.
Like their attitude.
No,
everything
I mean
about
like
them.
her parents came home. Like the
Nah.
whole situation was, you know what I mean?
Nah,
Like,
we said appearance.
It was
Like-
a one if it was a porn. It was a one
Okay,
if it was
okay.
prom night and she had the best dress
Oh,
on,
God
hair
damn.
whipped, in a nice like classic car. She's a one in that situation.
God
Yeah.
damn.
I'm talking about going to the mall, getting the makeup done at the mall type.
Hey, Nathan.
Nothing. It was bad.
Nathan,
I'm sorry.
how you know what you fucking?
Huh?
How you know what you fucking?
Oh, I
Exactly.
can see a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Oh,
can
yeah.
see enough.
Oh yeah.
Okay. This nigga around here, like Jamie Foxx and Ray, just feeling wrist.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
I actually did do that one time. I got a girl to let me feel on the jigglies because somebody else said that Nate can't see, so you should let him see by braille.
Okay.
That's
See
a
by
good-
braille. That's
a
good.
point, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if she gave you consent,
She came, sat on my lap. It was
okay.
You were like, you are so.
hey,
Nice.
Look, you can't look.
That's amazing. Hold on, before we get off this subject, I do want to ask specifically what were her disabilities? Like what were the things that made her the one? Was it
Mostly face, face,
Oh,
hair,
that's-
hair. Didn't do. I mean,
Damn,
it was,
hair
this was,
too?
This was like not even trying to get a weave. Like not even trying. Like literally, like I'm
Like Party City?
right?
dude, it was so bad.
Party
Face.
City.
I mean, body was average, I guess. But she used to always wear big clothes. You can't really tell what's under there.
Coochie was stank.
I can't smell shit.
Oh, that's a
That's my
blessing.
dude.
superpower.
That's blessing.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a blessing, cause it probably did.
It might have.
If she was a one, bruh, you ain't a one and have good smelling coochie, bruh.
He was talking to all of his friends later, and they
If
just
she
kept
was a
backing
one,
up.
yeah.
Right.
Oh, man. She was
She was
Where
a one
have
for
you
you.
been?
She was
You
a one
take
for some other people too, probably.
I tell this story that I didn't lose my virginity because that's how stank the girl's stuff was. I
God
was a
damn.
virgin, and when I unzipped her pants, I smelled
go
it.
there.
I said I can't do it. I said I was like, my mama about to come home, you know. And she was like, oh okay, and I said, bye you stink, bitch.
Wow.
I shoved her
never
out.
had that
I didn't say that. Hey, so this is what I do want to talk about. I do want to say this. ChatGPT. I know you're a writer. The writer strike going on, SAG strike going on. ChatGPT. I know people that have used it and they saying this shit is incredible, and that's why they striking right now, right? But I know a comedian. He said he uses. I know one comedian that uses ChatGPT to write out his sketches. He'll throw in like a sketch idea, like what's like 10 dating sketches I can do, and it will literally write out or give him ideas, and then that's how he's making his social media content. I know another comedian said he put it in ChatGPT. It was like, write me a joke about such and such. It wrote the joke. He said the joke was so good. He said he'll never write jokes again. He'll just put in whatever ideas in the GPT and just read the shit or whatever. What y'all feel about this shit? Like,
That's not authentic.
I don't believe ChatGPT could ever write great jokes. They can write jokes.
It can write
because
jokes.
joke
Structurally,
book, yeah, they
structurally.
can. But as far as like, can you become Richard Pryor using ChatGPT?
No, because
hell no.
It can't replicate the human experience like that. You know what I mean?
No.
No.
Part of it is, but we talked about it like with comics that have these moves, they can bully you into laughing because they have these moves. So that comic probably thinks If I just have a skeleton of an idea, my crazy antics will take it up there. And that's fine for some people. Some people, they don't have to really have material. They're just, and we can, we don't need to name no names, but there's comics out there
Let's
that's
name
hilarious.
4. Can we name 4 this time? What's 4 of these?
Hilarious comedians that's just so innately funny, but material is trash.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what ChatGPT comments.
How your
will
wife
be.
feel about you fucking that one?
Yo, this,
You haven't talked to her about
Dude,
that?
she know I struggled.
Okay. All right, back to ChatGPT. My bad.
I actually teach comedy to women, and I help women craft their sets and things like that. And there was this one girl that I hadn't worked with in a hot minute, and she came back and she brought her set back to me. And when I was looking at her jokes, I was like, who wrote this? Like, what happened to all your jokes? And she goes, oh, I've been using ChatGPT. And I was like, you need to know. Absolutely not. Stop this. ChatGPT had come up with maybe one joke for her, but it was like a da-da-ch. And more importantly, I still think, even though the technology can help you write jokes, you still have to be a funny individual in order to use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Just typing in unfunny shit.
Yeah, if you're typing in unfunny, like ChatGPT is like, no can do, can't help. You know what I mean? Like that's, I still think you have to have and be at your base a funny individual in order for it to have those kind of results. But it just feels like cheating. It feels like baseball in the 90s, when people are taking steroids.
You mean when it was good?
The only time I watched it.
When everybody was watching? Here's my fear. I hear what you're saying. Here's my fear, though. My fear is
being the last one to use it.
Yeah, that too. But not only that, I do feel like we can't compete against technology, and it's gonna always evolve, and it's either you're gonna evolve with it or you're gonna get left behind. Like, so I'm not saying necessarily that, and even if it's like, okay, you can pick and choose how you want to use it. So, but to just say not using it at all, well, the people that are using it, you got 5 new jokes. They got 20 new jokes. Mm-hmm. You need a new hour. It's taking you 2 years to write a new hour. It's taking them 6 months. Or less. You see what I'm saying? And so that's something that people go have to really start thinking about, I feel like, another 5-10 years from now.
People will use it, but I think it's going to hurt all areas of our society.
I agree.
I mean, even like jobs from DoorDash to Uber, that's going to be all manless. At some point, we have to ask ourselves.
I don't know. I've seen those little carts trying to navigate La Brea. It doesn't go well.
But this is the early stages.
This is the early stages.
Just think 10 years, 20 years from now.
Yeah.
They're
fucking our wives.
Yeah. It's going to be some Westworld type shit.
Right.
I don't
Westworld. Exactly. What the fuck are we, man? We were just talking about that. What we was talking about, Lee?
The beginning of Westworld was great. I don't know what you guys are. It's like
to watch.
We can either go Westworld or we can go Terminator. That's the two paths we can choose.
But
Westworld went Terminator.
Westworld
I know,
went
eventually.
Yeah.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Eventually, I feel like that's where this shit is headed. But I was talking to my homeboy Lee, my producer Lee, and we was talking about. I said, there's a part of this which is the way global warming and human civilization is going. We're gonna have to become half android to survive on planet Earth, anyways. So let me break this down. So Elon Musk already got this Neuralink thing that he's installing into people, right, to help them be able to walk, help like paraplegics be able to walk, and all type of stuff like this, right? Be able to use their limbs again. That's just the beginning. Our iPhone we're already connected to technology. Totally. At some point, it's gonna be in us. And I feel like at some point, they're going to be able to switch out our organs. They're going to be able to switch out, you need a heart, we got a mechanical heart or whatever we could put in that's going to be able to keep you alive longer. So I feel like the human body can only live in 120-degree heat. Well, now we got certain flesh or whatever type of body.
You have to adapt.
Now you can live in 150-degree heat before your circuits fucking overheat or whatever. But I feel like this is the very, very beginning stages. And where we're at, let's say asteroid doesn't hit the Earth. 2,000 years from now, I feel like that's kind of where human civilization is going to have to be, simply because of like global warming and shit like that. And just to keep up with like technology.
So you're saying like we're like the flip phone version of humans?
That's
right
absolutely
now?
correct.
Well, I think that
I honestly feel that way. So them little robots that we're seeing, that's the flip phone.
Yeah.
That's like the first, like remember the first like Metro
Yeah.
Motorola cell phone, the block or the shit Zach Morris had.
Yeah.
That's what that is. And then 100, 200, 500 years from now, if we're still around, it's gonna be some different shit on planet Earth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, I don't like with ChatGPT. I look at it like this: there's probably going to be people out there who are going to use it. That's fine, whatever. I don't think that I'm not going. The whole reason I do comedy is because I find it fun. I love the fact that I can get like money for it. You know what I mean? Like I love that, but the whole reason that I continue to do it is because it's fun. Eventually, the crowd starts to, when you're not having fun, the crowd knows it. When you are not having a good time, the crowd knows that. If like you talk about people who don't have jokes, but they're having fun and the crowd has fun.
Hold on. I'm gonna do a little pushback on what you're saying right now.
Okay.
You like the fun or you like the response that you get from the laughter?
I like the fun.
Which is what?
Which is being on stage and having a connection with people on my terms.
Okay.
I love that. I love the fact
That's
that
a good answer, Nate.
I love here's the thing. I love the fact that a comedy club is one of the think about what we do. We go up in front of people. Earthquake said this to me like 2.5 years into comedy. I was at the Improv and I had this Obama joke that I was loving it. It was like a 3-minute joke, and I just did it at the Pig and Whistle, and I went to the Improv, and Earthquake had the same joke. He did it in 3 seconds, and it was like fire as fuck. Like it was like amazing. I was like, well, fuck, like you know what I mean? Like when you just see a comic,
He was the ChatGPT version.
Yeah, when you just see a comic, just do it right, just perfect. And afterwards, I was just like, man, I walked up to him at the bar. I was like, man, that was just amazing. That was amazing. He was like, yeah, man, you got to remember, the crowd doesn't know you. Got to introduce yourself to the crowd, but the crowd doesn't know the crowd. You got to introduce the crowd to the crowd. And I remember thinking, that blew my mind, because I'm like, politicians go up in front of crowds that are stacked in their favor. We go up in front of people that have zero in common. Right. Nothing in common.
Hold on, break that down. That went over my head. You gotta introduce the crowd to the crowd.
The crowd doesn't know each other. These are strangers. They did not come. They don't have the same beliefs. They might not be the same race. They might not be the same age. They might not have the same background. They might not feel the same right there. And to make them all agree that I'm funny, that means we all connected on some level. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because when they hate you, they don't hate what you said. They hate you. You know what I mean? Like, that's comedy's the only profession where the whole point is to be judged. The first time you do it, you are judged.
Yeah, that's why my father haven't spoken to me.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm joking.
Yeah,
me and my dad have a great relationship.
We have a horrible, I said some shit that first time and it wasn't right. But like, I just love that part of it. And I think that like, as long as there's people who love that part of it, then a ChatGPT writing a bunch of jokes for me is just not going to give me that joy. That's not to say though that people aren't going to use it and it will be successful, but it is so, you cannot get to the top if you're not funny, period. Like Larry the Cable Guy, you don't get to do shows for 50,000 people if 50,000 people don't think you're funny.
But this is what I'm saying though. Let's say ChatGPT catches up.
Okay. Yeah.
5-10 years from now.
Yeah.
And now it's delivering fire jokes.
If it's delivering fire jokes, there are going to be people who want to see that. But the thing about comedy is you get to pick. I don't have to like nobody that's not funny.
But what if you don't know who's using ChatGPT? Who's your favorite comedian?
It changes.
Well, let's say Chappelle.
Okay, yeah, Chappelle.
Who would never use ChatGPT?
Okay.
I don't think.
No.
But if he
never, right? I don't think he would ever use that. Yeah, he is ChatGPT.
Yeah.
He's a human ChatGPT.
He used ChatGPT.
But if you found, what if he did a Netflix special and you like, this is the best fucking special I've ever seen in my life, and then after that you done laughed, you done shared it on Instagram. Yeah, everybody watch this shit.
Yeah.
And then afterwards he puts out an interview and he was like, yeah, in your face, niggas. In your face, it was ChatGPT the whole time. What would you do?
I would. Here's the thing, though. It wasn't, though. It was still Chappelle. It was still Chappelle, because I can give those same words to another dude and they will fucking bomb.
Yeah,
I
I've
like
seen that happen.
I like that.
You know what I mean? Like,
I like that.
How many times have you gone up on a Friday night, killed that shit, go up on a Saturday and been like, but that was the same jokes?
That's never happened. I lied. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know this bombing
I don't know what the
and I
fuck
don't
you
know
talking about none of that shit. I don't never happen. But so like I think
Hmm.
that's the thing. I think you are right about that. We are just gonna adapt with the planet. I think that people, because I'm that motherfucker that's like, man, people. I hate when people are, man, it's so terrible now. The world's going to shit. I was like, nah, man, it's getting better. We can just see all that shit now.
Yeah. I don't know if it's getting
Yeah.
better.
Oh, it's 100% getting better.
With climate change and all that, and like resources, water is going to be scarce. That's why they say the whole Syrian war, that's based on water and people having to migrate. So as it gets hotter, water level, the
Oh no.
ice
I'm not
level,
saying that it
it's
doesn't.
gonna-
I'm not saying that it don't exist. It 100%
yeah,
exists.
A lot of wars will happen based on
You are
what
a
we're
global
doing to the earth.
warming denialist.
I don't believe. No, I just think that there's more eyes on it. Now. Like there was no dude. When I came up, there was zero. Like the only albino people that I ever saw was on a fucking documentary, or in a museum zoo type shit.
We had
Like,
two twins at our middle school.
Yeah, but they didn't have
Well,
friends.
one, but it was twins. You're right.
But you see
But
what I'm
we
saying?
did. We low key wanted to fuck him. Hey, Lee.
Hey,
We went to high school.
Some of them fine.
That was middle school. He wasn't around.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
my bad. But anyways, yeah.
But no, what I'm saying is like there was none of them in media. Like there was no, and I for the first time booked a role that was not based on me being albino. So that didn't happen in the motherfucking 80s and shit. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that there's a lot of things that are getting better. It's just that we can see so much now, and because technology went faster than we change, and we change slow. That's how it stick.
We
But
change like a divorced husband.
Yeah,
I was
dude,
just
we
gonna
change
say, I
slow.
was like, oh, this is hitting deeper than he
We
understands
change
right
slow.
now.
That quick change don't mean, man, when they told me Santa wasn't real, I didn't get over that in a weekend. You know what I mean? Like that shit took me a while to figure out. I was going to people at school, this motherfucker said Santa ain't real and shit. He's not real. Who the fuck are you? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean we're slow,
we
but
slow.
this technology is
It
going
goes so much
fast, so
faster
it's
than
gonna.
us. It makes us feel like we
it's
gotta
gonna
catch
kill
up.
so many jobs.
Yeah.
Oh, it
It's
already
just so
has.
many jobs. Like we're not prepared because we're slow. So things change. Like horse and buggy to car. That was a slow.
That was a
rollout.
slow
But just
rollout,
think if
yeah.
it went from horse and buggy to rocket ship.
To rocket ship. We
like
went
it'll
from-
be so many people that lose
Oh,
their
my
jobs
God,
that it's
dude.
gonna be like fuck this. We have nothing to live for.
We went from
You know how many horses
motherfucking-
gonna be committing suicide?
Oh, they're gonna be killing themselves, dude. Horses gonna be mad, dude. Be mad, dude. Like, what the fuck is that right there, dude?
Dude.
Oh my god, like yeah. Like we went from the regular Nintendo in 1986 to the PlayStation 3 in 2006. That's crazy.
Yeah, we're on our way. Hey, this has been an amazing episode, man. Where can they find y'all? What's y'all socials? Anything coming up?
Nathan Hurd comedy. That's just it. I got my special coming up. Yeah.
Hey, what's the name? You got a name for it?
Yeah, I told I made it funny. It's called I Made It Funny.
Hey, when it's coming out?
At the end of August.
Hey, man, I'm excited for you, bro.
Thank you,
Keep
man.
doing your thing, man. And you know what? These comedy clubs ain't fucking with you now, but
They gonna fuck with it.
that's what I'm about to say. I promise you, that's gonna change, bro. That's why you're on this platform, bro. That's why I wanted you on the show,
Hey,
because
man,
I already see it. What about y'all?
At Jennifer Sterger on pretty much all the social medias. So all my shows will be linked there. Just come out, see a show. Support live comedy, man.
Support. I see her at the Long Beach Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
Killed it.
Thank you, dog.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
like that place.
We out here.
Yeah, at Matt Claybrooks, I guess IG. That's the only one I'm on really. Facebook, I go on like once every 6 months, but I'm just not in. I'm just like, all I can do is say something that end my career. So therefore, the least shit I'm on, the least shit that can hurt me. So
That's a
less
fact.
exposure, better.
So
But
like, what do you want to promote? I'm like, well, I'm going to be at the
Yeah.
Burbank
I mean,
picket lines. Thank you so much.
Exactly. No, I'm at the Laugh Factory tomorrow, Long Beach.
All right, this is will be dropping next week. So if
Okay,
anybody
well-
got a time machine, no, listen. If anybody, if ChatGPT can invent that,
Yeah, put that out there.
you can catch him last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, and it's your man Justin Hires. Appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe, like, share the clips. And yeah, man, if anybody was offended by anything that we said today, just remember one thing. Fuck your feelings. We out.